Lance, lefty, will get his first shot here. 2 hits in 5 trips a night ago.
Yeah, and I don't think that should surprise anybody because when you look at his last 10 games, he's been hitting over 500, so he's just adding to those numbers.
Fastball in there for a called strike. EK, as we take a look at our home 9 as they take the field here this afternoon. They come in looking to turn things around as they've dropped 2 straight.
And that includes losses in the first 2 games of this series, so they just need to have something.
There's a swing and a ball hit in the air, and a ball that he got every stitch of, as that one, without a doubt, is gone. So it's a 2-run shot to right center, and that is home run number 63 on the year, as it's now a 2-0 ball game.
I tell you, that's the perfect storm there. A power pitcher on the mound throwing a hard fastball to a power hitter at the plate. He takes a big swing and squares it perfectly. I mean,
digging in to try it again, Lance, lefty, and he'll be looking to add on to his 2 RBIs from earlier. First pitch of the at-bat. And a pitch out, nothing doing though, and that's ball 1.
They see it, drive it. Let's go.
He's ready. Here's the 1-0. He's running towards second. Pitch is a called strike. The throw way late, and he's in there easily at second.
Well, I think they had a feeling he'd be going, but you had to figure they weren't going to pitch out twice in a row, and he winds up taking second here and moving into scoring position.
And he comes back with a fastball. 1-2 now.
Very patient here to start the at-bat. Maybe even a little too patient because now he's down 1-2.
Yeah, and I don't think he's going to get anything better than that to hit.
Has to be thinking strikeout here. Oh, high, deep. That is a moonshot, folks. A long home run. Two-run shot to straightaway center, his second of the game, as they extend the lead to 5-0.
Boy, that guy on the mound right now is absolutely livid. He knows that he threw way too hittable of a pitch in the situation when he's ahead in the count like that. He should be mad at himself.
Lance, lefty, stands in again here with 2 home runs already to his name in this one.
And you know what, Matt? He's just made it look so easy out there. I think they've got to change their approach right here. Use some caution or something.
Here you go.
Behind on that one, now behind in the count, 0-1.
Hey, come on, big dog, get your pitch.
Here's a swing, and oh man, way out of here. Solo shot to right center. His third home run of the ball game. As they pile on, it's now 6-0.
Well, we wondered what he'd have to do for an encore. Here it is. His third home run of the ball game. He's having an afternoon to remember so far.
Lance, lefty, will stand in now to lead things off, and he'll do so with the same pitcher still out there. Seems he's earned himself another inning.
I think that's a definite vote of confidence, but he's done a nice job since coming in, so you might as well ride that hot hand.
Into the windup and the pitch. lifted the other way out to left center.
Make the turn.
And the 8th will start with a bang, as this should be extra bases. And he's not stopping. He wants 3. And he is into third with his 4th hit of the ball game. Angelo Merced will stand in now, hoping to get on track, as they've been able to neutralize his power out of the cleanup spot. 0 for 3 thus far.
Well, guys, it just hasn't been his day. You know, sometimes cleanup hitters are sort of all-or-nothing type hitters. But, hey, he's still got a chance to make an impact on this game right now.
Libby is over, and he puts it away for the first out. Garth Lassiter will stand in. He flew out his last time up.
And I'm sure he'd like a base hit right now here of any sort. But, hey, another fly ball wouldn't be all that bad, because he should be able to drive in a run with a sacrifice fly.
And here's the tag, and he is dead in the water trying to steal home there. That didn't work.
And he sensed something was up. He picks the right time to step off, and they're able to tag the runner out trying to break for the plate. That's tough because you want to get a good jump, but you can't give it away.
And a good offensive performance here, but I think we can agree on naming this fellow right here as our top player of the game.
Yeah, he delivered more than once with runners in scoring position. Finished with 5 RBIs, and that was more than enough to lead his guys to victory.
So that'll just about do it for us this afternoon. Thanks to Eric Karros, Steve Lyons, and the rest of our crew. I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been a presentation of MLB The Show. To find out more, head on over to theshownation.com. The Fisher Cats can't get enough of that name. They win it 6-2. So long, everybody.
The final line score for our ball game: for the victorious Fisher Cats, 6 runs, 8 hits, no errors. They left 8 men on base. For the Yardbirds, 2 runs on 8 hits, 1 error, and 11 runners left on base. Time of the ball game, 2 hours and 58 minutes. Thanks for joining us this afternoon, and please drive home safely.
All right, tonight's Double-A Eastern League action is drawing nearer as we welcome you back to our minor league pregame show with the Bowman Prospect Spotlight. Lance Lefty is our subject, and it's pretty obvious why at this point. He comes into this game with a 30-game hitting streak on the line, and just about everyone around the baseball world is taking notice.
Yeah, you know, he's still a long ways away from the all-time Major League record for consecutive games with a hit. But anytime someone gets to 30, boy, that's a big deal. You know, we talked about him being at 20 games a couple of weeks ago, and we said he was hot then. So what now? What is he, scorching?
Well, there's no doubt everything looks good mechanically for him at the plate. But the hardest times are ahead, if you ask me. When you take a streak into the 30s, everyone takes notice, as Matt mentioned. Pitchers want to be the guy that breaks it up. The media starts talking about it, comparing it to other historical streaks. Even teammates get wrapped up in the excitement of it. He'll say he's not focusing on the streak and that he's just trying to help the team win, but I'm sure he's starting to feel the pressure, even if it's just a little bit.
Okay, Eric, Steve, and I are ready for baseball, and we'll have it for you next on the show. It's baseball, it's the show, and it comes your way next. And with that, here's a look at the visitors' starting lineup. Who are you focused on, EK?
You know, I'm looking forward to seeing if that man hitting 8 can stay hot. He hasn't had any trouble hitting away from home this year, and his batting average on the road is up over 300. So there's a good chance we'll see him have some pretty good at-bats in this one.
Alberto Padilla will be on the mound for the series opener. What's your take on him, EK?
Well, guys, if you take a look at that whip, you can see he's been struggling all year long. A lot of base runners.
Lance, lefty, will dig in now, right on the heels of driving in 5 runs in yesterday's ball game.
Well, you know, he's been averaging at least an RBI per game over his last 10, so yesterday's performance shouldn't have come as any big surprise to anybody.
Lined back over second, and that's in there, so perhaps some life here with 2 men out. And the streak will continue.
Hey, your pitch. Drive it deep, huh? Here you go.
And here's a ball hit in the air. Deal ranging into shallow right, and the inning is over. So no runs here on a base hit, no errors, and 1 man left aboard. We'll go on to the top of inning number 2, and the Sea Dogs lead this one 1-0. So stepping in, number 25, as he'll look to bring home that tying run from second with a base hit into the outfield.
Hey, like you can up there, huh? Let's go right here.
From the stretch, here's the pitch. Behind on that one, now behind in the count, 0-1. Here's the pitch. Hits it high and deep out to center field.
Take a look.
Dominguez ranging back. Gone! So a 3-run blast to deep center here. Home run number 66 on the year. And with it, they've left in front now 3-1.
Well, this is a pitch he'd love to have back. You can see where it is. Catching way too much of the plate. Now he's going to have to start this inning over from scratch, but...
In now, Lance, lefty. He went deep in his first at-bat. We'll see what he's got in store for us here.
Well, I think he proved that he can turn on a pretty good fastball and hit it out of the ballpark, so you need a different approach in this at-bat.
Into the windup and the pitch. Shoots this one to first. A leaping try, but it's out of his reach and into the outfield. And he's in there safely. He's got a double.
And the way their starter's throwing, another run here, that might be all they need. He's into scoring position now with a double.
Angelo Merced will try it again. 0 for 2 with a fly out and a ground ball thus far. 3-1 our score as we play inning number 5. And they've got him picked off. And they've got him hung up out there between second and third.
Wait for yours.
Has to be thinking strikeout here. And a fastball blew it right by him, and they're 2 down.
And after that pitch was called a ball on the pitch before, I mean, I think this actually qualifies as strike 4. You know, on the mound, he's probably thinking, hey, can I apply the credit to the next guy?
Number 1 steps in now. 2 out here and a runner at second.
Hey, let it fly, let it fly.
Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. So no runs on a hit here, no errors, 1 man left on. 5 innings complete. The Fisher Cats lead it 3-1. Lance, lefty, will stand in again as we flash you back to earlier. He's accounted for their only runs of the ball game on 1 swing of the bat, as this was the swing right here.
Come on, big guy, one time. Here you go.
Here's a swing, and oh, man! Way out of here. Solo shot to right center. His second home run of the game as they push the lead to 4-2.
Well, it seems to me like we've seen this before. His second home run of the ball game. And it would seem to me that he hit that one harder than he did the last one. So he's definitely locked in.
And fellas, as always, a few guys we could have chosen from, but out of everybody, that's the man who stands out in my book. He's our top player of the game.
Yeah, he was definitely a big part of this victory. You see there, 4 RBIs for him in the ball game. He came through when they needed him to, and he was instrumental in the win.
So that's a wrap here tonight. For my partners in the booth, Eric Karros and Steve Lyons, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. And for more, click on over to theshownation.com. The Fisher Cats can't get enough of that name. They win it 4-2. Good night, everybody.
The final line score for our ball game: for the victorious Fisher Cats, 4 runs on 10 hits, 1 error. They left 8 runners on base. For the Sea Dogs, 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. They left 12 men on base. Time of the ball game, 2 hours and 55 minutes.
Welcome back to our minor league pregame show as we move closer to the start of Eastern League action with tonight's installment of the Bowman Prospect Spotlight. Lance, lefty, is in the glow as he enters this one, having carried his team offensively last time out. He drove in a bunch of runs and really looked dialed in with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, that was one of those games you won't forget for some time to come. He was at the plate in some really important situations, and man, did he pull through. I'd say he kind of single-handedly changed the course of the game, and although that performance will be a tough one to match in this one, I know his manager and teammates are hoping he's got some more magic left in that bat.
All right, lineups and first pitch are coming up next. Stay tuned for that right here on the show. It's baseball on the show, and it's coming up next.
Your New Hampshire Fisher Cats.
And now we'll look at the starting lineup for the visitors in this one. Thoughts, EK? Anyone stand out?
You know, I'm looking forward to seeing what that guy in the 5 spot can do. He sports a batting average with runners in scoring position over 300, so you could say he relishes in those big moments. We'll see if that's the case in this one.
Jake Barnhart is on the mound for game 2. EK, what's the word on him?
Well, guys, he's having a real consistent year. He's got an ERA under 3. Anytime you're doing something like that, you're doing just fine.
Lance, lefty, gets his first cuts now. The bases are empty, and there are 2 away here in the opening frame.
Come on, guy, get your pitch up there.
And he gives this one a pretty good ride down the left field line. And he pushed it just a bit too much. It'll wind up a foul ball. The wind up and the 0-1. Hit pretty well out to deep center field. Perez racing back, and this one is gone. A home run. So it's a solo shot to dead center. Number 68 now as he draws ever closer, and this ball game is tied at 1.
Well, apparently these guys didn't see the highlights from yesterday because he had 2 home runs a day ago. Now he's got another home run right here. Now obviously this pace won't last, but
Lance, lefty, will get a shot here in a bases loaded situation, and you'd have to say they've got the right man for the job up here.
Team leader in RBI. He's got a shot to push that lead out even further if he could come through here.
All right, one time.
He's set. Here it comes. Oh, high, deep. That is a moonshot, folks. A long home run. So he promptly unloads the bases with that one, his second of the game, and it's suddenly a 5-1 ball game.
Well, he painted himself into an almost impossible situation on the mound. The conditions were ripe, and you know, when you're facing a guy like this with the bases loaded, you just get that feeling that he's going to do something special, and boy, did he ever right there.
Lance, lefty, stands in again here with 2 home runs already to his name in this one.
And you know what, Matt? He's just made it look so easy out there. I think they've got to change their approach right here. Use some caution or something.
Oh, and he turns another one around here. And his fine ball game will continue. Give him another home run. So a solo shot here to left center field. His 3rd home run of the ball game. And it's now a 6-1 ball game.
Boy, have a night. His 3rd home run of the ball game. I mean, he's absolutely brimming with confidence at the plate. It's been a joy to watch so far.
Lance, lefty, will stride in again as he looks to join a very elite list. We take you back to earlier. This was home run number 3 in the ball game as they'll try and join just a select few with 4 home runs in a single game. From the stretch. Hit high and deep is straight away right field. Dominguez going back to the track. And goodbye. This one ain't coming back. A 2-run blast to straightaway right field. His 4th in the ball game, as this is now a 7-run ball game.
Incredible. I mean, if I wasn't sitting here, I wouldn't believe it myself. 4 home runs now in one game. In the history of baseball, this has happened like, what, 16, 17 times? What a show he's put on.
And as we wrap things up here, what do you say we name this guy right here as the recipient of our Topps Player of the Game award?
Yeah, no way you could look past this guy. Really a game he'll remember for a long time. 4 home runs. No other way to break it down except to say that was an awesome performance.
So that just about does it. For EK, Psycho, and the crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching the show. For more, get those smartphones and tablets out and head over to theshownation.com. The Fisher Cats can't get enough of that name. They win it.
The final line score for our ball game: for the victorious Fisher Cats, 8 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. They left 2 men on base. For the Sea Dogs, 2 runs, 10 hits, 1 error, and 13 runners left on base. Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 15 minutes.
All right, tonight's Double-A Eastern League action is drawing nearer as we welcome you back to our minor league pregame show with the Bowman Prospect Spotlight. Lance Lefty will be our subject, and he made a little history in his last game by being one of a small list of players to hit 4 home runs in a single contest.
Yeah, he had the whole baseball world buzzing after that performance, and for good reason. You know, you'll see guys get 2 or 3 home runs in a game now and then, but 4? That's truly rare. In fact, only 16 guys in history had hit 4 in a major league game. And just to put that in perspective, there have been 23 perfect games, and that feat is usually thought of as one of the rarest achievements in baseball. Obviously, a performance to remember, and I guess we'll see how he follows it up in this one.
Okay, Eric, Steve, and I are ready for baseball, and we'll have it for you next on the show. Now from your exclusive home for minor league baseball, MLB The Show is on the air. Tonight, the first of this 4-game weekend set between the New Hampshire Fisher Cats and the Hartford Yard Goats. It's baseball, it's The Show, and it comes your way next. And with that, here's a look at the visitors' starting lineup. Eric, who should we keep an eye on?
Well, I think the focus has to be on the man hitting third. He's been a one-man wrecking crew lately, driving in 20 runs over the last 10 ball games. I guess I shouldn't say one-man wrecking crew. It takes a lot of support from the guys above him to get in a position to be driven in, but he has been the man.
Lance Lefty strides forward with a hot bat in his hands. Great numbers over the past few games.
Lefty.
Come on, big dog, stay hot. Let's go.
First pitch coming. Here it is. Oh, and this fastball is belted to deep left center field. Does he have enough to get out of here? Yes, a home run. So a solo shot here to left center field, and that will break the seal early here. It's quickly 1-0.
That pitcher's got to be thinking, how can I throw a pitch like that in this situation? That thing was so right down the middle, it absolutely got hammered, and he knew it as soon as he let go of it.
Lance, lefty, is ready here as we begin the top of the fourth.
And you know, guys, I love a guy like this leading off an inning for you. He makes good contact, and he can run.
Here's a swing, and oh, man. Way out of here. So it's a solo shot to dead center, his second of the game, as it's now a 3-2 ball game.
Well, it seems to me like we've seen this before. His second home run of the ball game, and it would seem to me that he hit that one harder than he did the last one, so he's definitely locked in.
Lance, lefty, stands in again here with 2 home runs already to his name in this one.
And you know what, Matt? He's just made it look so easy out there. I think they've got to change their approach right here. Use some caution or something.
Lifted in the air to center. Lord is there to put it away, and the runner will be forced to retreat back to first. Lance, lefty, will stand in now to lead things off, and he'll do so with the same pitcher still out there. Seems he's earned himself another inning.
I think that's a definite vote of confidence, but he's done a nice job since coming in, so you might as well ride that hot hand.
High in the air and deep to left center field. Lord looks up, and goodbye. This one ain't coming back. So a solo shot here to left center field, his third home run of the ball game, and this one gives him the lead at 6-5.
Boy, have a night. His third home run of the ball game. I mean, he's absolutely brimming with confidence at the plate. It's been a joy to watch so far.
Lance, lefty, will stride in again as he looks to join a very elite list. We take you back to earlier. This was home run number 3 in the ball game, as he'll try and join just a select few with 4 home runs in a single game.
Hey, get your pitch. No one better up there, kid.
And ball 4 now as he'll take first on the intentional walk.
And for as hot as this guy's been recently, this is a no-brainer. Take the bat out of his hands any chance you get.
Angelo Merced digs in, coming off a single in his last at-bat.
Coach up, drive him in for us.
Looking to keep this a 1-run game. And here's a ball hit in the air.
Here you go, make the turn.
And he can't track it down. A base hit. He'll come home with it.
Look,
and they're not going to get him. He's in there at the plate.
Just a little parachute shot out there into right field, but, you know, it's going to work for him as you see it get down out there, and that's going to drive in a run.
Brian Liriano stands in, reached on a walk in his last trip.
No one better, buddy. Your turn right here. Drive him in.
Trying to keep the game close. Here's the pitch. Left side. Fielded cleanly. Throw to second for the force out, and the side is retired. So it's 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left. To the bottom of the 9th we go. Top of the order due up. The Fisher Cats lead it 7-5. And fellas, as always, a few guys we could have chosen from, but out of everybody, that's the man who stands out in my book. He's our top player of the game.
Yeah, really a game to remember for that man right there. He winds up finishing with 3 home runs. What surprised me was, after a while, why even pitch to him?
So that just about does it. For EK, Psycho, and the crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, get those smartphones and tablets out and head over to theshownation.com. The Fisher Cats can't get enough of that name. They win it 7-5. Good night, everybody.
The final line score for our ball game. For the victorious Fisher Cats, 7 runs on 13 hits. 2 errors. They left 11 men on base. For the Yardbirds, 5 runs on 9 hits. No errors. They left 14 men on base. Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 30 minutes. Thank you for joining us here tonight. And we remind you to please drive home safely.
Welcome back to our minor league pregame show as we move closer to the start of Eastern League action with tonight's installment of the Bowman Prospect Spotlight. Lance, lefty, is our focus, and he had the long ball working in his last game. 3 home runs, really carrying his team on his back.
Yeah, we see it maybe a couple times a year, but when a guy gets 3 homers in a game, it's always worth talking about. He got some good pitches to hit, and he just flat out did not miss them. I mean, I've seen guys put fewer out in a home run derby round, so he's clearly got plenty of power in that swing of his. And who knows, maybe he'll put on another show in this one. I wouldn't put it past him.
All right, lineups and first pitch are coming up next. Stay tuned for that right here on the show. Time for minor league baseball here on the show as we set our sights on the Double-A Eastern League. Tonight, Game 2 of this 4-game weekend set between the New Hampshire Fisher Cats and the Hartford Yard Goats. It's baseball on the show, and it's coming up next. And now we'll look at the starting lineup for the visitors in this one. Who do you have your eye on, EK?
Well, guys, everybody should be looking out for that guy in the number 3 spot. His hit streak is now over 30 games, and the entire baseball world is starting to pay attention to what he's been able to do.
Henry Huerta is on the mound for Game 2. What's your take on him, EK?
Well, guys, he just hasn't been able to get anyone out. Hitters are hitting over 300 against him this year. We'll see if something changes in this one.
Lance, lefty, will stand in. He, too, had 3 hits in the win last night.
Well, you know, he's been averaging at least an RBI per game over his last 10, so yesterday's performance shouldn't have come as any big surprise to anybody.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Swinging a ball yanked down the right field line. Solid base hit for him, his first of the afternoon. The relay, not in time, and he's in there with a double. And the streak will continue as he creeps even higher up the all-time list.
Well, you feel so good at the plate, but now there's so much pressure on you to continue to get those base hits. We'll see how long you can keep doing it.
Angelo Merced will stand in now, and as you take a look at the splits, his numbers compare unfavorably once he leaves the comforts of home.
Come on, guy, get your pitch right here.
Runner's on his way to third. Swinging a ball hit softly on the ground. A quick out number one. And he will make it back in there. He's safe at second base. Time now to give you a look at the batting order for the visiting squad. Who stands out to you, EK?
Well, I think they really need their number 7 hitter to turn it around right now. He's still without a home run on the season, but I don't expect that to last much longer. He's got way too much.
Number 1 will get his first shot at it here, and he's got to be hoping to turn things around because you see the numbers over the last 5 games. Not much going on there at all.
Hey, see it. Drive it. Let's go.
Runners are at second and third with 1 down.
Hey, here we go. Come on now. 1 down.
Ground ball left side. Libby scoops it up. So gets him 2 down. And he is in there.
Yeah, and unless he was going on his own down there at third, they were using that contact play where you're told wherever and whenever the ball's hit, you're off and running. You're not even paying attention to what's going on. You've got to go. They love to play an aggressive style on the bases, and it gets them a run right there.
Garth Lassiter will get his first opportunity here, and that average is certainly not where he wants it, down in the 220s to begin the ball game.
Well, his batting average is ugly, and his last 10 games have been ugly. Just 2 hits in his last 10.
Throw on to first, and an important pitch there as they get out of the inning before things explode. So it's 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and a runner left on. On now to the bottom of inning number 1. The Fisher Cats are out in front, 2-0. Striding into the box, Lance lefty. He'll try to follow up the double in his last at-bat with another big hit right here.
Boy, he had a great at-bat last time up, and he'll look for another pitch he can drive right here.
And a pitch out, nothing doing though, and that's ball 1. Third inning, already a 3-2 ball game. And a strike to even the count. 1-1. Looks like he employed the slide step on that last pitch.
Well, Matt, the pitcher may have thought the runner might be on the move right there, so he slide steps to hang on to him.
He's set. Here comes the 1-1. He's running towards second. Squared that one up just a little late. Goes the other way with it as this is in the air down the line in left. Fader over to his right. 2 gone. Lance lefty steps in, working on a 1-for-2 game so far.
Lance lefty.
Into the windup and the pitch. And he'll power in a fastball that time at 94 for strike 1. The pitch count there, 1 pitch into his 5th inning of work. Not much of a concern, I wouldn't imagine.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. He hasn't had any real overtaxed innings, so he should be fine for the time being.
Oh, high, deep. That is a moonshot, folks. A long home run. A solo shot here to straightaway right field. Number 75 on this great season, as it's now a 3-all ball game.
This guy's got to be at the point where he's thinking, do we really need to play another team after this? I mean, this is now 4 home runs for him in the series. You talk about a guy that looks comfortable.
Lance lefty ready for another at-bat now. He's 2 for 3 so far.
Yeah, and you can bet he'd love to get himself that 3rd hit. Those are the kind of games that puts a little extra pep in your step.
Left field and deep. Fader ranging back. Out of here. She was a wall scraper, but it counts just the same. A home run. A solo shot here to left. His second home run of the game, as we are all tied at 5.
Well, it seems to me like we've seen this before. His second home run of the ball game, and it would seem to me that he hit that one harder than he did the last one, so he's definitely locked in.
Lance, lefty, will get another shot at it here as we take you back to inning number 7. This was his second home run of the ball game, as he'd like nothing more than to make it 3 right here. He's set. Here it comes. There goes the runner. A pitch out. The throw. And they still don't get him as he's in safely at second with a stolen base.
Well, that's no surprise to anybody that he's running right here on the first pitch. And these guys defensively, well, they know it too. But that just shows you the kind of speed he has out there, because even with the pitch out, he's still able to steal that base.
Into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Around third and being waved on home. The runner from second crosses the plate. Now a 7-5 game.
That's a big run in a game like this. That makes it a 2-run game now here in the top of the 9th. So now you give your guy a little extra breathing room out there in the bottom half. He'll appreciate it, believe me.
Here we go, kid.
Stepping in, Angelo Merced. He went deep in his first at-bat. We'll see what he's got in store for us here.
Well, I think he proved that he can turn on a pretty good fastball and hit it out of the ballpark, so you need a different approach in this at-bat.
Come on, let it fly right here.
Here's the ball hit high in the air and fairly deep toward the right field corner. Sizemore is back, and he reaches up to put it away for a long out number 1.
And right here, you've got the right fielder shading just a bit towards the alley. And I thought he'd have too far to go to get this ball, but he does close quickly out there, and he makes the play near the line.
Number 1 steps in with 1 in, 1 out, and 1 on here in the inning. Runner at first here, 1 man out.
Hey, right guy, right place. Here you go.
Hard liner toward short. And that'll just elude his outstretched glove for a base hit.
Get dirty, get dirty, get dirty.
And he is out on a strong throw.
Oh, and that's a nice job there in center field to come up throwing. And you see him square his body up to the target, and he puts this throw right on the money to get his man trying to take third.
Striding in and working on a terrific performance in this one, Lance, lefty, and we'll see if he can put together a rare 5-hit performance here. Pulls the string on that one. 1 strike.
Let's go. Right
That's taken. Now it's 0-2.
And sometimes you can mistake being patient for being passive.
Right here, kid.
I mean, unless he was really fooled there, that's a pitch he needs to be swinging at.
Bases are empty. 1 man out. Oh, and he turns another one around here. And his fine ball game will continue. Give him another home run. So a solo shot here to left center field. His 3rd home run of the ball game as they grab an 8-7 lead in this seesaw game.
Boy, have a night. His 3rd home run of the ball game. I mean, he's absolutely brimming with confidence at the plate. It's been a joy to watch so far.
And a good offensive performance here, but I think we can agree on naming this fellow right here as our top player of the game.
Yeah, really a game to remember for that man right there. He winds up finishing with 3 home runs. What surprised me was, after a while, why even pitch to him?
So that's a wrap here tonight. For my partners in the booth, Eric Karros and Steve Lyons, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. And for more, click on over to theshownation.com. The Fisher Cats can't get enough of that name. They win it 8-7. Good night, everybody.
The final line score for our ball game: for the victorious Fisher Cats, 8 runs on 19 hits. With 1 error, they left 16 men on base. For the Arguns, 7 runs, 11 hits, no errors. They left 19 runners on base. Time of the ball game, 4 hours and 29 minutes. Thanks for joining us this evening, and please drive home safely.
All right, tonight's Double-A Eastern League action is drawing nearer as we welcome you back to our minor league pregame show with the Bowman Prospect Spotlight. Lance Lefty is our subject, and he had the long ball working in his last game. 3 home runs, really carrying his team on his back.
Yeah, we see it maybe a couple times a year, but when a guy gets 3 homers in a game, it's always worth talking about. He got some good pitches to hit, and he just flat out did not miss them. I mean, I've seen guys put fewer out in a home run derby round, so he's clearly got plenty of power in that swing of his. And who knows, maybe he'll put on another show in this one. I wouldn't put it past him.
All right, the guys and I will be back to get this one started on the show right after this. The show's continuing coverage of minor league baseball is on the air. Tonight it's the 3rd of this 4-game weekend series between the New Hampshire Fisher Cats and the Hartford Yard Goats. It's baseball, it's the show, and it comes your way next. And with that, here's a look at the visitors' starting lineup. Eric, who stands out to you?
Well, they got to love the production they're getting out of their leadoff hitter right now. He's having a really nice season with the bat, sporting a slugging percentage over 500, so there's a good chance he'll have some sort of impact offensively in this one.
Tom Colbert will do the pitching in Game 3 of the series. EK, what do you got?
Remember, guys, this is someone that will come at you with 4 to...
Lance Lefty will hope his heroics from last night can carry over to this one as he's coming off a 5-hit ball game.
Well, you look at the average on the season, guys, and he's...
Meanwhile, this ball gets down. It's a base hit. Around third and being waved on home. And they're going to take a 1-0 lead as the run comes across to score. And he's safe. And as you see right there, this streak will continue as he inches forward up the all-time list.
I cannot imagine feeling that good at the plate as he has. I've never had a streak anything close to approaching that.
Angelo Merced will stand in, and you see what he's done over the past 4 games, as hot as they come.
Hey, drive that pitch, huh? Here we go.
1 out and a runner on second base. The 1-2 offering looked like a slider that time, but it's 2-2. EK, you take a look at our homestanding 9 as they enter play here this evening. It was another loss last time out, and this portion of the schedule has not done them any favors as they've dropped 5 of their last 7.
Yeah, and the pitching really let them down last time. Too often their guys were falling behind and having to throw fastballs on 2-0 or 3-1. That'll catch up with you after a while.
Fernandez backs up and takes care of it, 2 away. And now we'll look at the starting lineup for the visitors in this one. Steve, how do they lock up a series victory here on the road?
Boy, this team is so tough to pitch to. They have the fewest strikeouts in the league. So if they continue to be aggressive.
Number 1 steps in for the first time. One of those guys really needing something to click at the plate right now. It's been a rough go of it lately. On the ground to the right side. In time, and the side is retired. A run on 2 hits, and they leave 1. We'll move on to the bottom half of inning number 1. The Fisher Cats lead it 1-0.
Don't be afraid. Let
Lance,
it fly one
lefty,
time.
stands in after hitting an RBI double his first time around.
Well, he got a good pitch to hit up in the zone, and he didn't miss it. He'll be looking for it again right here.
This is hit high in the air out toward left center. Baker moves over. He's got it 1 away. Now to the plate, Lance, lefty. He flew out in his last at bat.
First baseman, Lance, lefty.
Here we go now. Come on now. One time.
From the stretch, here's the pitch. In the air to center field and deep. Back is the center fielder. Back he goes, but this is going to be a home run. So a 3-run blast to deep center here. So his remarkable season continues as they move on top 4-0.
Well, remember now, with 2 outs, he had a base open here. So he didn't have to challenge him if he didn't want to, but he decides that this is the guy he wants right here. That's a decision that's going to wind up costing him 3 runs.
Lance, lefty, will stand in as he's accounted for one of the biggest at-bats of the game so far. A 3-run shot back in the 5th that's really energized his ball club.
Your pitch right here. Let's go, kid.
First pitch of the at-bat. And he gets ahead here with the fastball, strike 1.
Well, you know, you hear it all the time because it's true. First pitch strikes are so important. It really changes the complexion of the at-bat for not only the pitcher but the hitter as well, especially when you've got a good hitter up there.
Here's the 0-1. Hit high and deep out to straightaway left. Baker ranging back at the track, the wall. And this one is gone, a home run. A solo shot here to left, his second of the game as they extend the lead to 5-0.
Well, sooner or later, somebody was going to get him. That's just the first home run he's allowed out of the bullpen all season long. He's been lights out all year, but he got beat there.
Lance, lefty, will get another shot at it here as we take you back to inning number 7. This was his second home run of the ball game, as he'd like nothing more than to make it 3 right here. Hit sharply toward the right side, and that'll get down for a base hit. And that runner will go no further than second, as there are 2 aboard now.
Now, after the big inning your ball club just put together, you can't let them respond with a big inning of their own. But here they are with 2 on now and trying to answer right back.
Angelo Merced will stand in. He flew out his last time up.
One time.
What's up, Forrest? Right guy, right place.
And a fastball blew it right by him, and there are 2 down.
And after that pitch was called a ball on the pitch before, I mean, I think this actually qualifies as strike 4. You know, on the mound, he's probably thinking, hey, can I apply that credit to the next guy?
Number 1 steps in now.
Come on, Big, get the pitch. Let's go.
He's set. Here's the 0-1. Hard hit ball to second. And that's through into right field for a base hit. Around third and being waved on home.
He's safe.
Oh, and it's off target, and he'll be safe at third. And he'll try to get back now, but it's not going to work. The throw hangs him out to dry, and that'll end the inning. So 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, and a runner left. 9-1-2 scheduled to lead off the bottom of the 9th. The Fisher Cats are out in front, 6-3. Well, a pretty good offensive show of force in this one. Probably at least a couple of players deserving. But, gentlemen, let's go ahead and give this man the nod as our top player of the game.
Well, he winds up with 3/4 of the cycle. Couldn't quite squeeze in the triple, but that's all right. He definitely did enough to earn himself the hardware.
So that'll put a wrap on things here this evening. For my partners Eric Karros and Steve Lyons, I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been a presentation of MLB The Show. For more, follow us on Twitter at MLB The Show. The Fisher Cats can't get enough of that name. They win it 6-3. Good night, everybody.
The final line score for our ball game: for the victorious Fisher Cats, 6 runs, 15 hits, 1 error. They left 14 men on base. For the Argonauts, 3 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. They left 10 men on base. Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 17 minutes.
And we welcome you back to today's minor league pregame show as we close in on Double-A Eastern League Baseball with our Bowman Prospect Spotlight. Lance, lefty, is in that spotlight, coming off a last game in which he was really outstanding in the clutch moments, collecting a whole bunch